there, you're watching the Dave Does channel. I am, of course, Dave Does, and today I'm going to be doing another reaction stroke score, or reactory review score, if you like, for a band I've never heard of. So Against the Current is a band that I don't know anything about them. The song is called Dead Man Walking. Now, some reactors like to do a lot of research before they go into a video. I don't. I personally love to see just first impressions with no context of the band, see if the video kind of gives me a little bit more information. Plus it also gives you a chance to put some commentary in the comments down below and let me know more about the band and the background and what I got right, what I got wrong, and it helps me advise me for the next video next time I do them. So that's why I do it. Score, if you've not covered any of my videos recently where I've introduced a scorecard, yes, I know it's an emotional thing, music, and you shouldn't take art and score it. Well, it's just as a reactor stroke reviewer to make me really think about these videos rather than just take it on point blank emotion of I really liked it, I really hated it. Why? What was my reasoning for that? So an average score out of 100 for a band based on all the different categories is around between 60 and 70. That's a good score. Below 60, you've got question marks. Over 70 is in the exceptionally high standard. So the score is based on riffage stroke melody, depending on if it's a rock band or a pop band or whatever it might be. The vocals, the originality of the song, accessibility, and musicianship. And I know people get annoyed about the originality thing, but I think it's really good that we do identify with someone as actually being quite an original, and maybe they are a genre trend setter within their style. So and they tend to usually find that if you're a high originality, you're usually a low accessibility. So yeah, let's get into this. So this is Against the Current, Dead Man Walking. May pause, may not. I have no idea as we go through this. If there's a need for me to pause to talk about something, I will. Otherwise, I'm going to let it play to the end and talk about it at the end. So let's do this.
Funny how I made it out with everything I want. Head is hanging heavy now, was it worth the cost? Look into the mirror cause I know it never lies. What is staring back at me that has my mother's eyes? Hope's the same, but I'm not. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? I got no pulse but I still keep going. I read the 2 days under a plate of face. Brand new earth underneath my grave. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? Still here but still forgotten. Still here but still forgotten. I'm a dead man walking. Covered in the blood of all the shadows that I fought. If I'm the one that's standing, why does it feel like I lost? And though it knocks me down, I get back up. I wanna change, I've had enough. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? I got no pulse but I still keep going. I read the 2 days under a plate of face. Brand new earth underneath my grave. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? Still here but still forgotten. Still here but still forgotten. I'm a dead man walking. Still here but still forgotten. Standing here alone among the quiet when it's done. No point trying to say somebody who's already gone. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? Dead man walking. I got no pulse but I still keep going. I read the 2 days under a plate of face. Brand new earth underneath my grave. Does anybody know I'm a dead man walking? Still here but still forgotten. I'm still here, I'm still here. Still here but still forgotten.
Okay, there we go. Against the Current and Dead Man Walking. So really good video overall. Really like the striking visuals in there. So set in one set soundstage, really nicely put together. Great cinematography, crisp look to it. So visually, really striking. Now, one thing I want to talk about before I get to the musical element of this song is the setup of this band. So obviously we've got a three piece here, but obviously there's more than three piece that you can hear in the audio. So you've got your samples, there is a bass line in there, and this is becoming a bit more of a commonplace within bands now that it's accessible to have drums, guitar, vocals. Sometimes it's just drums and vocals, and the entire backing track is playing. And although I don't have a major problem with that, I do like to have a big show. I've seen it down to real minimal. I mean, as long as I guess the vocalist needs to be there. It's great to have the live drums and you're playing to back in, but it does have a negative impact as far as the risk. I'm aware of a band recently that turned up to be playing a show, and they'd become so reliant on their sounds that was filled out with samples and loops and backing harmonies and stuff like that, that when the venue they got to or they were playing were like, well, we can't do that. We're set up for a live band, great, but we can't add all these extra layers. We don't have enough patches to have all these other things in with all your guitars, your drums, and everything coming through. We haven't got enough to send what you want through. And so they ended up having to not play that night because they said we can't put on a show then, because if you take all those elements out that we have going through the backing tracks out, it's not going to be sound the same. And that's a real risk if you become too reliant on here. So because you can hear that there wasn't really any dual guitars, there were layers guitars, but there isn't a second guitar part mainly. It's just layered up and maybe a little bit of harmonized guitar in there. And of course you've got the bass in there, but you can get away with that. But if you didn't have that backing or you couldn't do it, you probably wouldn't be able to put on the show, or it wouldn't sound right. So I don't know what everyone's opinion is on it. I don't actually have a major problem with it, but it does take the potential risk. I've always been a big fan that if you're going to use any backing, it should add an element to it, but you shouldn't take away. You should still be able to perform it live if you don't have those backings. If you can just, as a 4, 5, 6 piece on a band, get on a stage and put it on, you should be able to give the core, like 90% of that song should be there, and it should only add little polishes to it, maybe the backing, but there is a little bit of an over reliance on it now that you can do these sort of things with samples and stuff like that. Now even the local bands can do it. It's not just the big bands, it's everyone can do it now. There seems to be a reliance on that, which I'm kind of wish people didn't do that. Just use it as a little bit of an extra. Anyway, scoring, riffage and melody. Let's kick into this one. So we're going to talk about riffage. I've given it 65 out of 100. So good, strong riffs in there. Nothing majorly original. Very much chord, rhythmically based riffs. And absolutely nothing wrong with that, but very much of this moment. And from an overall sound from this band, I would say this could be any other female, I mean, any other good, strong female fronted modern metal stroke rock band. There's a style at the moment that's very in vogue in the last sort of 5 years of bands. Even some of my local bands sound exactly like this as well. So I think it's that element of Evanescence. I hate using the Evanescence reference, but because they've been around for so long, it's that Evanescence within Temptation vibe of the last sort of 25 years, but with the new metal vibes that are coming back round again. So with new metal really kind of kicked back in 2021, 2022. So since that kind of gained popularity again in the more mainstream, we're seeing bands kind of incorporate more of that back in because it's becoming vogue. So we're seeing this kind of very much this big style. But yeah, I could if you really wanted me to, I could list you a load of bands that this band sounds like. But from a riffage point of view, 65 vocals. I thought she had a great voice. A little bit of a sample effect on there, but nothing major, nothing to take away. It's just literally it's not an auto-tune or anything like that. It's just a slight effect, which is cool. You can do that, so nothing to pull away from there. But I'll give it 75 out of 100. Originality, 35. There isn't a huge amount in there. There's some nice little bits in there, but generally there's not a huge amount of originality. But that's fine. Don't have to have it, so I'm not penalising, because actually accessibility wise I'm going to give them 85 out of 100 because this is a very accessible track. So it's that one, it's going to earworm you, good catchy chorus in there, big punchy, gets your head bopping along, and it's that kind of radio friendly, podcast friendly, streaming friendly metal that if it came on one of your playlists, you're going to listen to that. Musicianship 65 out of 100. And the reason I'm giving you that is it's completely competent musicianship. They're not really pushing the boundaries of anything, but it all completely serves the song well. So yeah, more than functional. The musicianship from the band absolutely does the job. Does what, as they say, Ronseal. It does what it says on the tin. Which, if you're in the UK, you completely understand what I'm talking about, and if you don't, you have no idea who the fuck is Ronseal. But overall, so I'm going to give them a 65 out of 100, so dead set in the middle of the Goldilocks zone as far as scores. So well done to Against the Current and Dead Man Walking. Now, if you enjoyed this video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.